how do we feel then? Now we know. We always knew that Town were in the Premier League, but now we really know, friends. And you're looking at those fixtures in black and white. How do you feel now, Rossi, knowing we're 2 months away from Ipswich Town kicking off the Premier League season against Liverpool at home? How do we feel, Rossi? How do we feel that Town are going to do?
Oh, that is the $1 billion question. Bring it on, I say. Just take each game as they come, the cliche. That's what McKenna will be doing, I'm sure. And yeah, we'll find out how we get on in those first 5 games, really, or just before the first international break, because yeah, it could go either way. We could get absolutely battered by Liverpool, Man City, and then pick up some nice points. But Portland Road, I think, is going to be the key thing for us. Last year it was key, but yeah, it's going to be packed out home ends, packed out away ends when we're travelling. Already speaking to a few of the KOA posses. I spoke to good old Liam from Crew, who's currently in Germany, and we were planning out different things, different like weekenders. I think people are just going to enjoy the ride because there's going to be a lot of Town fans who have never seen Ipswich Town in the Premier League. I had Steve on, who has seen us for the fan social, who did see us in the 90s and the early 2000s, but there's a whole new generation of Town fans who have never seen us in the Premier League. So they're just going to enjoy the ride. Hopefully don't get battered every week. Hopefully there's just, some good, memorable away trips. And yeah, I'm just excited for it. And obviously we're just looking forward to now some summer signings because, it's been open for nearly a week now and still early days, of course. But yeah, just can't wait for it. But there's going to be some tough games ahead. And we've got to get used to losing games because obviously the last 2 years, we haven't lost many. So there'll be a few fans who are thinking, if we do lose the first few, people go, oh, bloody hell, this is rubbish, isn't it? But that's football. You lose games.
That's football. AJ, we'll come on to transfer stuff in a minute because there's a couple of transfer rumours probably worth just talking about. But put a cap on this for us then. Looking at the fixtures, you're going to be covering Premier League football next season.
Oh,
how are you feeling about it?
That's weird. I was covering League Two 4 or 5 years ago, so an interesting one, an interesting and very quick step up. I think the biggest thing to stress going into this is stay calm and believe, because I think having full faith in the manager, Kieran McKenna, in the CEO and the direction of the club is so important. Especially when it comes to McKenna, someone who's worked at the highest level. He knows what needs to happen to be competitive. There will be times when Town get it wrong in this upcoming season. There will probably be the occasional game where there'll be quite a heavy scoreline. It is going to be a learning curve in a lot of ways, but it's all about keeping the positivity and keeping the faith. Is kind of a bit of a cliche there, but it is important. And I think there are lessons to be learned from the teams who came up before. Obviously, 2 who'd kind of have been a bit of yo-yo teams, and then the other one being Luton. And the one thing that stood out to me, especially with Luton, yes, I know that they were relegated, but the way that they stuck behind the manager, kept the positivity, I think got them within. I mean, they almost took it to the final day, a club that was playing non-league in very recent times. So that's something that I think Town can learn from Luton, for example, in that I think that having a positive mindset and kind of a full faith in the manager who's been up there and done this all before is going to be really important. There will be, stretches where Town don't win games or lose games and don't pick points. There'll probably be stretches where they're in the bottom 3, all of these different things. It's part of being a newly promoted team, especially one that hasn't played in the top flight in 22 years. But just have to have full faith in those at the top of the club that they are able to take the club in the right direction. There's nothing to suggest from this last period that they won't have that in their hands.